Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics as Non-Classics. This is episode 581, Doubleshot 475. Two trades, one from DC, one from Marvel, and both of them feature female superheroes. One from a series that ended this year for really no reason. That this series was commonly accused of having stuff with SJW stuff. Here's kind of the thing. This series had nothing to do with it at all. It's just a book featuring a female Archer in a major city beating up bad guys while basically also being a PI. And what series is this? Hawkeye! Kate Bishop Volume 1 Archer Points. This book collects the first 6 issues of Hawkeye Volume 5, written by Kelly Thompson and artwork by Leonardo Romo and Michael Walsh. David Aja actually does some of the variant covers here because, well, why not? After all, he did some of the earlier solo Kate Bishop stuff from the Matt Fraction Hawkeye series, so why not? Simply put, this is just basically Kate Bishop just setting up shop in LA. Also, Jessica Jones pops up for the last 3 issues of this thing, which is nice. And apparently, she is actually Kate Bishop's mentor when it comes to being a PI. Oh, in case you're wondering, does Jessica Jones actually swear in here? Yes, she does, though it's censored. Though in her own book, it's uncensored because it's parental advisory. Yeah, despite the fact her original series was in the Max imprint. And, oh yeah, and apparently she is pretty much dead broke, and she wants us to be a PI. Okay, here's kind of the thing. Oh yeah, here's the thing. She comes from a rich family, but she basically disregarded her trust fund. Yeah, because her father, Derek Bishop, is a douche. He's a terrible person. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's the thing about him. But this is basically the start of the Kate Bishop Hawkeye series. I really wish Marvel did not end this series. Why? It was damn good. 16 really good issues. It is just, I don't really like the fact that, now, this is one of those titles that I kind of felt as though, and apparently, I'm not the only one who feels like this, because I've seen this on Twitter, that people are upset at Marvel that they ended this comic book. I mean, I hear complaints about books like Secret Warriors, or Luke Cage, or, any other book that was canceled last few months, but this book, Marvel got chastised for canceling this book because, and over the course of this entire series, there was never a bad issue. It was great. This is something people thought the Jeff Lemire stuff was missing. Yeah, because people loved the stuff that Matt Fraction did with the whole have the indie look and the artistic style and the fact of you feeling like an actual Hawkeye book compared to the Jeff Lemire, which got a mixed reception. Now, I personally love this book. I actually own a few issues because I bought it when I was at Disney World because Disney actually sold some issues of Marvel, the older issues, mind you. And the issues I found here, I found this to be really enjoyable to read. It's just too bad that Marvel canceled this book. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Marvel might bring this book back because, well, I think that a lot of people are hating on Marvel for axing this book. I mean, people hear complaints about Iceman. Yeah, I think in the case of Iceman, there were 2 reasons why it was canceled. 1, because the writer is very controversial on Twitter, and 2, people hated the fact that Iceman was outed as gay. This, despite this being associated with SJW stuff, it really isn't. There's nothing SJW about this. Despite the stuff that you see in the book America, Sorry America Chavez, yeah. And oh yeah, and she's referenced in here as well. I think she pops up for like 1 panel in first issue. But yeah, great book. I give this book a 9.75 out of 10. It's just really damn good. Really, Marvel? Why would you cancel such a good book? And I'm not the only one who feels that way. I'm sure that a lot of people hate Marvel for axing that book. I don't know. Maybe it didn't sell too well. I don't know. But honestly, there was no reason to axe that book. At least in the case of Iceman, there was a reason, and same thing American Chavez, because they were controversial, and people didn't like them. That book people loved. So of course, the question that a lot of people ask is, why did Marvel cancel such good books? Because they apparently don't sell too well. At least when that book ended, I think it was kind of a bit of a surprise. Alright, next up is Supergirl Book 3. And this collects Supergirl Volume 4, issues 21-31, 1 million, and Resurrection Man Volume 1, issues 16-17. All the Supergirl issues written by Peter David. The Resurrection Man, that's written by Dan Emmett and Lenz because they created the character and they wrote all the issues of the series. Yeah, do you know how long the first time Resurrection Man lasted for? This lasted for roughly I think it was 22 issues. Excuse me. Yeah, it was not a very long series. It lasted for a couple years. And it was really good. Though, yes, the series was brought back from New 52, but it was actually 12 issues. Now, the artwork for this series is done by a couple different artists in here. You have the artists are Leonard Kirk, who was the major artist in this thing, along with Robin Riggins, Present Rollins, Butch, Goosey, John Cece, Sensi, Dustin Amble, and Norman Lee. Yeah, this just continues the adventures of the Linda Danvers Supergirl, and it is just a great book. And I love the fact DC is still collecting this particular run because up until very recently, the only issues collected in trade were the last 6 issues of this run. Well, the storyline Many Happy Returns, which Peter David brought back the Earth 1 Supergirl. Yeah, and the whole thing about her, the whole shapeshifter thing. Oh yeah, and apparently her parents knew about the whole thing. Oh, in case you're wondering, who the heck is this guy on the cover? Yeah, if you ever heard of the Talking Horse Comet, yeah, that's Comet. Yeah, and here's kind of the thing. Comet, like Supergirl, is a shapeshifter who apparently can change his gender. It can be either a guy or a girl. I'm not kidding. Comet is bisexual, which is weird. Yeah, oh, and also, Supergirl, when she's in her Linda Danvers form, she's a brunette. Yeah, she's a brunette. And I gotta say, I love this costume. I know it was kind of, if you see the Supergirl TV show, I think they loosely inspired the costume based upon this design, this particular style, though the outfit itself is very heavily inspired by the Man of Steel costume. But if you look at this costume and compare it to the costume that, I think it's Melissa, what is her name? Yeah, the actress who plays Supergirl. I had to look her up here. Let's see here. No, that one. And yes, I'm trying to look her up. But looking at this costume, it's similar to that. But I think that the belt is a little bit different place, but the skirt is pretty much the same design as the skirt that the actress wears, well, with Supergirl costume. Let's see. Alright, the actress who plays Supergirl is Melissa Bonest. Yeah, that's the actress who plays Supergirl, and I gotta say, well, honestly, she does a really good job playing the character. But, yeah, though the whole thing of Danvers, that's, well, a common alias of Supergirl stretching back to Silver Age. So, the TV show didn't do it first, and this book, and this run didn't do it first. It was the Silver Age stuff. If you read the Supergirl Silver Age book, that's where she gets her early stuff as well. Well, when she first started out, her alias was Linda Lee, and then she was adopted by the Danvers family. They kind of used that for kind of a similar basis for a TV show. The difference is that Superman dropped her off at the Danvers house. In the comic, they adopt her straight out of the orphanage. In the case of this, now, Apparently, her parents already knew that she was Supergirl, and they actually support her, which is great. The fact he actually has a family does that. Peter David himself does an awesome job. He did an awesome job writing this, and I highly recommend this to people who are fans of both Peter David and Supergirl. You would really enjoy this. And here's the book itself is only $30. Yeah, that's the original cover price for this thing, but it's still really good. Also, in case you're wondering, where is Supergirl based out? Is an actual city? Nope. It's a town called Leesburg. Yeah, that is where she's based out of. Yeah, this book is good. I'm going to give this book a 9.5 out of 10. It's just really good. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to be a Bat book and a book featuring a character I have never talked about solo stuff for him before. And, well, you'll see the book in the next episode, which is episode 582 and Doubleshot number 476, okay? But until I see you all there, bye.